So this is just my reaction to everything for YouTube to know about my full thoughts and the whole situation about Tony Khan and his tweets. Here's the thing. Tony Khan is constantly getting messaged by those WWE haters on a constantly daily basis about saying that his product sucks and about, all the different negativity that they give to him on such a daily basis. Some of his tweets have nothing to do about AEW, but just because he's associated by being with AEW, by being the president of the company, of course, they still go out of their way to throw some shade and shit at him. Here's the thing. Tony Khan is, allowed to get fed up with all the bullshit that the fans give to him. Look, yes, you all like to think that Tony Khan should be such a calm businessman. And you all like to think that he, shouldn't be how, Vince McMahon wouldn't react like this. Have you seen the way that Vince McMahon has done business before on television shows? He acts like a child. Vince McMahon, I'll never forget, he was on some show, and this man was asking him a question, and Vince wasn't happy about the question, so he starts smacking at these guys' papers. He acts like a little child. Yes, Vince McMahon doesn't go on social media, really, okay? Sure, he doesn't do that. But let's not pretend that Vince McMahon was, by all means, some sane individual and never acted out before. No. Look, and it's a new generation where so many people are able to get their opinions spread out there where, Vince McMahon didn't have to worry about that. Now, WWE is obviously a global company, and, it's got the fans that are toxic. Those are the fans that are toxic, really. Look, there are some weird AEW fans out there, too. I'm not going to lie. There are. But from what I gather, there are more toxic WWE fans out there that hate AEW just for existing. Look, most times when I'm looking at things online about AEW, most of us are actually, just like, hey, if you want to go to WWE and, try your best there, go for it. We'd be happy to have you back here in AEW. Or, we say, man, all right, well, good luck to them. I'm not really interested in watching the product. I'm going to enjoy watching my wrestling. Most of us are sane, and, we don't really give a shit about what WWE is doing unless it goes to fight against us here in AEW, us being as fans. I get some weird people online that, look, I said us by accident, and some guy said, hey, are you working for AEW? No, motherfucker, it's just the company that I support, alright? Look, I'm just, people took this too far, like, Tony Khan, yeah, did he have to make the comment about saying, oh, John Cena and Undertaker couldn't draw 1 million views here for NXT, ha ha ha, was that childish? Yes, it was a little bit. But here's the thing. How often do you think that Tony Khan gets that? He gets that tweet by so many people every single week. And look, you like to imagine that, oh, I'm above that. I don't have to get involved in that. And no, you don't have to. But it comes to a point in time where you reach a breaking point a little bit. It's part of being a human being. Tony Khan, he just reached a breaking point, man. And that's it. That's all you can say is that, he got fed up. They went all out on Tony Khan's birthday for NXT. Don't tell me that they didn't, that they didn't fucking go out there, NXT did, and try to bury AEW by calling in John Cena, calling in The Undertaker, calling in Paul Heyman, and Asuka, and who else? They brought so many of these other people out here just to, take care of AEW on Tony Khan's birthday. Not like that really mattered to them, at all. But it's just like Tony Khan didn't ask to go on a Tuesday. He had to get bumped off of Wednesday. I don't remember what the reason was for. Somebody said that it wasn't for MLB, but some other person said it was for Major League Baseball. I don't know. But all I know is that we're not going to it. Tony Khan didn't suddenly decide, you know what? I want to go back to war with NXT again. No, we already beat NXT. AEW already beat NXT in that war. NXT, got then put back to Tuesdays. Or got put on Tuesdays. I don't remember what day they were on before AEW came around. But it's just, you guys have to learn to put yourself in the man's shoes. And you have to stop putting him on such a high pedestal and making him look like that, he has to be above this. Yes. Do I think that Tony Khan should answer all the negative tweets out there? No, they're not worth it. I think that the best thing for Tony Khan to do is just to mute them and block them. And I'm not going to tell the man, how to run his Twitter account. But unfortunately, he falls in the category where people expect him to be 100% like Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is not the only fucking wrestling promoter out there. Like I saw some message that WWE thought that Tony Khan making that tweet meant that, that was a declaration of war. What the fuck? I don't even know if that's like fucking real or anything like that at all, because sometimes you gotta be careful with your wrestling news out there. But for crying out loud, how soft are you? Seriously? Like, look, was it stupid for Tony Khan to make? Sure, yeah, it was. But now you're gonna be like, now we need to fight. Fight what? There's so many people out here, those WWE super fans, they want AEW to die. And I don't get it. How many times do people need to be told that AEW being around is actually a good thing? It is a good thing to allow more wrestlers out there opportunities that they cannot get in WWE. And it's also a good thing for some AEW talent who's not getting what they want from AEW, then they can go to WWE. Because again, everyone likes to say that, or those WWE superfans like to say that AEW can't create stars. Guess what, motherfuckers? You just got Jade Cargill, and you're celebrating till the cows come home. Seriously. I mean, it's monstrous. I mean, the wrestlers themselves have gone out and told you, stop the tribalism. It's ridiculous. All of us are supporting each other. MJF said it. Adam Copeland went on Twitter and said, I don't understand why so many people are so upset with this move by me here. I'm happy and I'm excited to get to work here. So many people just going out of their way and saying that this man tarnished his career. It's ridiculous just how much you are upset at AEW. And you literally don't say this stuff about Impact Wrestling. You don't say this stuff really about New Japan. Unless you do, and I don't see it on social media. But, when you make those types of comments, it makes me ask myself, why are you threatened? Why are you threatened by AEW? WWE has its money. WWE has its talent. WWE is a global scale company. Nothing is going to kill WWE. Not AEW. And this is coming from me, who's a big-time AEW fan. They're not going to be able to kill WWE. The only thing that will kill WWE is if WWE decides, you know what? Fuck this. We're all retiring right now. And then we lose that global scale WWE company. But it's not going to happen. So I just ask, when you make comments like this, do you think you're being funny? Or is there somewhere in the back of your mind that you're kind of threatened by this company just simply existing? We're not getting million views on, on TV. No, not really. But you know what? AEW is doing enough, and I keep saying we're, and I apologize for that, but AEW is doing enough that the TV networks are happy with them, and clearly it looks like that we're going to get, another deal being made for AEW to stay alive on television, and, for us to just keep, for them to keep, making more entertainment out there. Making more fun. And I I don't get it. And look, you reach a breaking point. And so basically that's what it is. It is, once again, you have to, take a step back before you make a post and think about, how it feels to be in that man's shoes there. To know that these fans constantly keep tweeting at him, even though, one, they don't follow him, and he didn't even post anything about AEW, and yet they still want to just attack him. And now they've actually gone out of their way to start attacking his mother. Really? And yet, AEW, we are the insufferable marks. I'd rather be a mark than a toxic person. Think about that. I would rather be called someone who is a mark, which in my opinion, a mark is someone who enjoys the wrestling. And yeah, maybe they have some good ideas. But, there are, in my opinion, I guess you have levels of being a mark. But I would rather someone call me a mark than be a toxic person on social media. My social media right now, I am more trying to be more positive and to argue less with those said people, because you can't win. You can't change the mind of those people. There are so many people that are just stuck in their ways that whatever you say about AEW is always wrong, and you are just a kiss ass. That's what you are at times. But yet, if you throw those same type of terms at, a person who likes WWE, well, suddenly you're the problem. And look, I've posted this on my social media. I don't talk about WWE. Do you want to know why? Because I don't watch the product anymore. And, in my opinion, if I'm not watching the product, I have nothing really to say about something that I'm not watching. I watch AEW on a weekly basis pretty much, and I can talk about what I like and what I dislike. And if you watch my live streams, you've seen me talk about the things that I dislike on the show. And I like to go into more details about what I don't like about it, because I like to show to people that I am fair. My criticisms of the show are fair. Excuse me. And I like to show people that I'm not just one-sided to WWE or to AEW, but I can, call out the negatives of AEW at times too. And so, here, my final message is this. Just take a moment to think about how many years that Tony Khan has had to put up with the bullshit from the WWE haters, basically tweeting him every day about hating his product and making fun that he didn't get to 1 million views on that week. Think about how many times people have said that to him. And look, how would you feel? How are you going to feel dealing with those people? Look, we're not as big on social media as Tony Khan may be. I mean, I'm assuming that the people watching this are not as big as Tony Khan is on social media, with the amount of followers. And not even the followers. There's the people that hate his product. They don't follow him, but they go out of his way. I mean, imagine this. They probably are so fixated on the man that they have the bell notify whenever he tweets, just so they can go, oh, I gotta type my hate. And you imagine that. You imagine that some people are doing that. There are some just, dangerously stupid, toxic people out there on social media in the IWC. And it's just ridiculous. And so, again, just take a moment to step back and think about how much bullshit this man has had to go through. And it's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. When AEW first started, this was just about putting on a show for fans to enjoy, for wrestling fans to enjoy. And WWE is the one who took that as a declaration of war for some reason, and they put NXT on Wednesdays. I mean, the story itself. I mean, I'm not gonna repeat every single freaking thing that happened. Go through it all. Do your own studies. I don't have any notes written down right now about, what the fuck that, WWE has done for, to try and stop AEW. I don't have all that written down, but you don't need it written down. I mean, you've seen it all on social media before. So, that's all I've got to say is, do I think what Tony Khan put out was a little childish? Yeah, I do. Do I think that he needs to make sure and just mute and block those people? Yes, I do. But also remember this. Remember this, is that those same people who might get blocked by Tony Khan are then going to screenshot that and then post, LOL, I won, what a crybaby mark, ha ha ha. Those people are going to celebrate that because they're going to think that they got to him, that they won. And look, you don't like this. You don't like the name CM Punk. But he did give us one very good piece of advice. Twitter. Social media is a platform that I can use to outreach to everybody else. And when some people just start yelling at my social media, just, talking shit about me, I can, hit the block button. And some people who think that that's, cowardly, no, it's not. It's like leaving my window open. If I don't want you, yelling at my fucking window, shut the fuck up. I'm blocking you. I don't need that noise in my head. I don't need that noise here. Basically, that's what it is. Why stress over it? You don't have to. So, you don't win anything by being blocked. All you get is you win the fact that you're an annoying piece of shit. That's what you get. Alright? And if you want to block me because you think I'm an annoying piece of shit, then by all means. I really don't care. I give, my unbiased criticism. And I like to believe that I am unbiased because, again, I talk about the things I like about AEW and the things I don't like about AEW. I also, again, don't talk about WWE. I don't shit on them because I don't watch them really. I watched the episode of Raw that just happened on Monday. And not really interested. Okay? That's all I've got to say about that. I'm trying to make sure and just, stick to what I'm saying here is that I don't really talk about them because I really have nothing else to say about them. So I don't blame Tony Khan at all for what he had to say on social media. And I just want other people out there to understand the fact that you have to put yourself in his shoes. How many years has he had to put up with the BS? Because I don't really remember him, saying too much about WWE. He's getting a little bit more critical out there, and I think it has to stop. And here's one more thing. One more thing I want to point out, though, that really pisses me off, is that I saw a poll, yes, on social media, about some people. They asked, with Tony Khan's tweets, does this make you want to stop watching AEW, or does this affect you watching AEW? And there was like 29% no and like 35% that said yes, and I was appalled. I was like, how? How does Twitter affect what you watch on television, on a TV? I was like, how? It's just like when CM Punk got fired from AEW, that some people are turning their back on AEW. Why? You know that there are still some of your favorite wrestlers that are on that show and friends of Punk that are still on that show that he still likes and would like you to probably, support them and what they are doing in AEW. So it's to me just so weird that you would allow Twitter/X to affect you in a manner like that. How? Just watch your team, watch your wrestling. You don't have to, how does that affect what you view on television? I just don't get it. I really don't get social media at times. It is starting to piss me off. It's not even, I don't even think it's pissing me off. I think it's just an annoyance about people out there. And I'm not trying to be negative, and I'm not trying to be hateful. I'm just, honestly right now just spreading my opinions out here right now, and you can agree with it or disagree with it. That's totally up to you. But it's kind of aggravating to me that it's the same old shtick, and I get tired of talking about it, and I really don't need to keep talking about it. This is the first time I'm really talking about this, one of the first times I'm really talking about this situation on YouTube here. I just wanted to get my viewpoints here on YouTube in case people don't follow me on social media on my Twitter platform. But it's just once more. I'll say this once again, just to end the video here. Take a step back. Think about all the bullshit that Tony Khan has had to go through with those toxic people. And, you're just a human being. Eventually, you reach a breaking point. And you can't take that crap anymore. And then, of course, when you stand up for yourself, and you stand up for the company that you believe in, well, then you're the bad guy. Makes no sense. It doesn't make sense. Look, is AEW perfect? No, it's not. Can it be better? Of course it can always get better. But I like to think, in my eyes at least, I truly love the product, and I think it's doing great right now. Every week, I have fun watching the show. That's all I can say. I don't care about numbers. I really don't care. As long as this show is still alive and still providing me with fun and entertainment, that's all I care about. That's all I care about. But so many people live just for watching the numbers. I saw someone on social media. I really wish I screenshotted this. They basically said, why do you care about the numbers? As a wrestling fan, the only thing that you should be worried about is watching the show, and that's it. You don't have to, worry about the numbers. Let the people in the suits worry about the numbers. You as a fan, all you need to do is just be a fan. That's it. That's all there is for you to do. And so that's basically all I've got to say. Look, I know this turned into, let me talk about Tony Khan, and then this turned into a rant about the IWC. It's just, my mouth is a motor mouth, you know this. But I had to talk about it. And look, if you want to like the video, go for it. Hit subscribe if you really want to. This is another one. Like, I don't ask for likes and subscribes when I'm doing like just these videos of me talking here to all of you. Because this is just for me personally, just to rant and get something off my chest. And if people like what they want to see, then they can hit the like button. If they want to leave a comment about what they feel as well, that's more than available, of course, too. I guess, again, just it was a breaking point. That's basically what it was, in my personal opinion, is that Tony Khan reached a breaking point in what happened. And again, we're all human beings. We have those moments where we reach a breaking point. And it especially becomes personal when those toxic people start not targeting you or targeting your company, but then they go after your family. Tony Khan, to my knowledge, doesn't have any kids. I don't know if he has a wife at all, but, they start targeting his mother. Really? Do better than that. It's ridiculous. It really is. So, that's all I've got to say, guys. So, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you later on.